What's up everyone, it's Gabby Trades here and welcome back to the channel. Bitcoin, gold, silver, stock. We're gonna look at everything today and we're gonna be also bracing for some unexpected volatility this week. But of course, before we get rolling, I know most of you already liked the video, but for anyone that hasn't, don't forget to like that video and subscribe and hit the bell and all these things that you guys need to do usually. I can't wait usually to say hi to everyone in the chat box. Hold on, I'm starting to mix up my words again. Let's see who's here. Captain JJ, Diamond Eyes, Kuhn, Katsulu, Savas, Tommy, Dan, and Ryan. If anyone here is new, by the way, come and say hi in the chat box because that's how I get to know most of you. Zogami, that's a new name. Hello. All right, cool. We probably have double sound. Apologies for that if that happened. Hello, Nikki. All right, cool. I don't know why, but dude, honestly, like after I go on a holiday, it takes me a hell of a lot of a time to come back to like regime and everything, especially now that I'm doing 2 videos a day. Let me guys know in the chat box if you're actually watching the macro videos that I put for you every day pre-market. So I'm trying to get them for you pre-market so then you're prepared for New York session, since this live streams is obviously a little bit later after the market open. Hello, Veronica. Oh man, I can just hear my cat just wants to get in. It's so funny. All right, cool. So without further ado, good evening, Trevor. Good evening. So of course we had some news today, very important to discuss. So that's the crazy Friday that we're already expecting. So ADP, ISM Services PMI, JOLTS, jobs opening, all of these came out today. So, you know, let's start first with the ISM, right? ISM Services PMI. What is the services? 70% of the US economy. Right. So when you get 54.4, which is more than what was expected, that means that growth is still alive. We know that the services is the biggest part of the US economy, like we said. So a higher ISM PMI service PMI is going to mean that there is more resilient growth. Right. So of course, having that, you need to remember that this is also stickier for inflation, and also services particularly are, you know, paying in the ASS of the Fed. Usually it's a headache for him. So yeah, that means that maybe there is less urgency for rate cuts. US dollar is going to be firm with results like that. Next, let's look at the JOLTS opening. So JOLTS opening 7.1 M. So that's less than what was expected in the forecast. So that means that the labor demand is basically cooling. So when you get a drop in the job openings like that, that is usually going to signal that there is less overheating in the labor market, and probably there is going to be hence a reduced wage pressure over time. That in itself makes the US dollar softer. So you can see how these news are always coupled in a way so they can be always contradictory, right? Let me guys know in the comments, have you always had have you ever had news that were, okay, this is a buy or this is a sell? Never, right? It's always mixed. In regards to the ADP non-farm employment change, 41K versus 49K, this is a little bit crazy. The numbers, the previous number were a little bit crazy. That's why ADP is usually very noisy, right? It's very noisy. It's not exactly aligned with the NFP. But yeah, a downside usually is going to support the cooling narrative, right? So yeah. It's going to be a mild risk off. Obviously, if people are fearing that, you know, growth is slipping away. And if you're a type of person who is thinking, okay, but this is actually going to cause more cuts, well, then you might be a mild risk on person, right? But the ADP is usually a bit inconsistent. In regards to what's coming up this Friday, besides all of these very important news, headlines that we're going to get over here, data that we're going to get on Friday, we also received a piece of information yesterday late in the New York trading session that we are going to have a story come back again. Here it is, our happy orange man with his happy dance is back again. And it's probably going to cause more volatility, because essentially what happens is we are expecting for the Supreme Court of the United States to issue a ruling this Friday in regards to the Trump era tariffs. Right. And they're going to review that. I don't know if they're going to come up with any conclusions, but that is certainly going to cause some volatility, right? I just want to make that clear for everyone, because tariffs are important. And I spoke about that earlier in the pre-market macro video. So today and this week, I'm posting for you guys from now on, right? I'm posting 2 videos a day. So we have pre-market macro videos where I'm discussing all of the macros and also the charts, and then we're doing the live sessions such as we're doing right now. So again, global trade relationships, imports, inflation, everything is linked to the tariffs, right? So if the court surprises the markets, the volatility is going to spike instantly. And thinking about the fact that the stocks are sitting at record highs, you can guess probably what's going to happen. So yeah, it's very important we keep a track on that. Let's see what Diamond Eyes is saying. Yes, news is noise for trading. Your course is the clear fact for who wants to trade the markets, not the news. I agree. And usually, right, depends. Some news can be very, very tricky to trade, such as CPI. But if you have very clear levels, it's going to help. Right? It always, if you have the clear structure, the clear trading plan during news, you can trade and you can be fine, right? You just have to be a little bit more careful. So again, Tommy, thanks for the extra content. You guys are welcome. You guys are so welcome. All right, cool. So as per usual, we're going to start with Bitcoin. Crypto has been a little boring. What can I tell you guys? It has been a little boring, but still the setups are there every day, especially for the people in our community. Guys, if you haven't joined Discord, please join Discord. Anyone in the chat box, please let everyone know who is not on Discord, are my daily updates playing most of the time? I think they are. And you guys probably, you tell everyone what you guys think, but I think it's very helpful for you guys to follow what I say every day on Discord, not in a way of like, okay, I'm gonna go and take a trade immediately, but just learn how I read the markets. Coupled with being on the live streams every day, you're going to be ahead of 99% of the traders out there. Most of the time it's like 95% win rate. Thank you, Savas. Thank you. So the thing is, right, crypto has been not so great, right? I mean, call it what it is, right? Call it what it is. There has been so many more opportunities with TradFi, so that's why slowly we're starting to get introduced to that. I'm going to show you a lot of really nice setups on the, on the TradFis. We have some stocks that are poised for massive breakouts, and we're going to look at that. But first, let's start with Bitcoin. So we had the short from True Week Open yesterday. Today, we had even further instruction for a continuation short for anyone that was looking, to re-enter. So that was it, basically what we were looking at, for price to trade above this kind of line a little bit, so you can, catch the retrace down. So essentially, we're still continuing to hope, right, that we're going to be able to hold the true month open, right? We want to hold the true month open. So that's one area that I'm looking to buy from, right? So that's 90,377 Bitcoin. Now, we also can't be ignorant of the fact that there is a lot of liquidity to the downside. So really what needs to happen is the market makers need to come in that level and take some serious decisions, right? They need to come in that level, take some serious decision and defend price, because if it happens, so we create a higher low over here, this is going to be extremely positive, and now we can happily start aiming for around 100,000 Bitcoin. Of course, we need to wait until next week as well. We're going to trade. We're not going to sit on our hands and wait, but we need to see how the next month is going to open, which essentially is going to be the true month open for January, right? So right now we're still trading in December as per my trading strategy. So let's see what's going to happen here on, that's Monday. what is it? I need to put on daily time frame. Yeah. So Monday, 12th of January, right, is when we're going to get a little bit more knowledge of what price wants to do. For now, honestly, with this kind of situation, yes, we took liquidity, and of course we rejected from liquidity. Everyone that has the indicators knows that these things happen more than not, especially on a higher time frame like daily, weekly, monthly. If you have such formation with liquidity, you see the dollars over here, that's how the indicators work. You have 30 days free. Before, you didn't have that for months. Since I ever sold the indicators, this is the first month in December that we managed to achieve that, to give you guys 30 days for free so you can try them for yourself. Honestly, they're dirt cheap. I'm barely making anything out of the indicators. I just want you guys to have them because you will see how helpful they will be for your trading. All right. So yeah, overall, the picture for Bitcoin over here is not too bad. So for several reasons, right? We also have the range model theory. So we can see that not only we can still reach the daily support, but we can also reach almost 102K Bitcoin before any rejection, right? And it's also very important, 0.5. Look at the 0.5. Where is it? 94, between 94 and 96.2. You have a previous sell breaker block over here that has been formed. So the 0.5 level and the breaker block over here, once it's traded through, is going to be very important, because when that happens, not only are we going to target 100K, not only are we going to target 101.8, but we also might hope for, you know, a brighter future. And what does that mean? What does a brighter future for Bitcoin means, you guys? I'm asking you, I want you to reply in the chat box. What trend are we currently in for Bitcoin? This is like first grade trader question. What's the trend right now that we're trading with? See, I'm gonna help you. Look. What is it? What is it? It's a clear bearish trend, all right? So whatever it happens down here, it's a downtrend. Whatever it happens down here, demonize up. Whatever happens down here, it doesn't really matter, right? So before we reach and we beat one from our RTM range model theory, 107.5, right? The daily SR flip zone over here with the help of the indicators. These zones are not by accident. So before we smash through that zone, we are going to be technically still in a bearish trend. I just want you guys to understand that, because it is extremely probable that we grind. I don't know, maybe volatility just disappears and we grind like stupidly up to like 100K, then we go back down, then we go up again, we grind up to like a little bit higher, 101.8, and then we sell off massively and we see 80K sub. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is very, very possible, and it's on the cards. So, you know, soon as price trades, we need to watch how price trades around very important levels between 96, right? 96 and 94.3. We need to watch how is price acting over here. This is going to be important, because then that's going to confirm whether we're going to continue to 101.8 or whether we will actually manage to make a higher high. You know, are we going to do that? This is important. Otherwise, you know, we're probably going back to retest true year open, because true year open is going to be valid up until April. Does that make sense? RTM people know that very much because they've been on the course. You guys go and get it. If you're a VIP on Discord, you get 20% off. The link is in the description box, or Stanimir is going to post it on the chat box. I want you guys to get the course because it's going to help us. It's years of work is gathered in an easy way for you to digest, right? Very easy way. So you don't have to be watching videos for 15,000 hours, you know? You have a structured 10-hour or something, maybe 11, 12 hours, I don't know. You can just use that and then repeat it, watch it again, watch it until you understand it. You guys, honestly, yeah, I can't recommend it more. All right, so I think we're good on Bitcoin. Over here, I think we're good on Bitcoin. With the shorts, Ethereum. So let's just quickly, we're not gonna, talk much about Ethereum because we know we have a clear target on Ethereum, which is 3,448 approximately here. Again, with the help of our indicators, we can tell that. Available for anyone. Zugami course is great. Thank you, bro. Not only that, we also have more liquidity to the upside on a different time frame. So Ethereum overall, we kind of have more confirmation, okay? Like whatever happens here, it is most probable that we're going to get a higher low and then we're just going to continue. So are we going to retest 3,000? Most likely. Most likely, and it should match a little bit with what Bitcoin is doing. And if Bitcoin is at levels of interest, just like we discussed now for I don't know how many minutes, 10 minutes, we discussed Bitcoin. Okay, so it should be as clear as a day. And if it's not, get on Discord, right? It's for free. You can get VIP for free. Super easy to do. I will do the daily updates as I keep doing. I always do every single day for you guys, so you know where you stand, right? Even if you have your own bias, it's good to have these, so it gives you a little bit more clarity. Anyways, love you guys so much. Hype in the chat box. Solana, all right, 12-hour SR flip. I put it as 12S, but essentially, probably I should start doing it as SR, right? SR maybe makes more sense to you guys. All right. So here it is, $140, $144, massive zone of resistance for Solana. Okay, we had a nice run. Okay, not too bad. How many days? How many days we've been running? Quite a few. We gained like 20%. All right, not bad. We're pulling back right now from the resistance in an area that we're most expecting for that to happen. Could we drop down furthermore? Absolutely. What are the areas that we're going to be watching? Maybe the breakout zone over here, maybe the little block down here. These kind of areas are of potential interest for Sol. Right, because if we drop down, make a higher low for this one, well, then we're gonna just work target by target, which of course is going to be, let's say we do something like this. We finally beat the zone. If you're too conservative, fine, be conservative, wait for the zone, retest, continuation. So first target 156, right? Second target 162. All right, and then I really don't know what's going to happen. It all depends really on Bitcoin, right? It all depends really on Bitcoin. So let's say here Bitcoin is at what were we looking at? 1 point something, whatever, 0.786 of the RTM model that we just discussed on Bitcoin. Are we going to break through or are we going to break down? This is going to be the question. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Ken Rocher. Yes, make sure to rewind. Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is kind of the same situation here for most of the alts. Let's see what's happening. XRP kind of down today. I mean, it's had a very good run, right? From the lows to the highs. What is that? 33.7%. It's very good. For our XRP holdings, we're seeing a little bit of life. Like, that's all right. We broke with that big candle our resistance zone, so also fine. So from here, what are we going to expect? 2.08 we already discussed, or $2, right? $2, our 0.5 high time frame, and send it high. Because why we're looking at that? We're looking at that because we're not stupid, right? We're looking at the higher time frame range. Zoom out, you guys. Zoom out. Look at it on the monthly if you want, right? Here's your monthly for XRP. Look at your monthly. Is that bullish on a monthly? It is. Even though you had this big spike down here, whatever, CZ scammed us all, liquidated millions of people, never happened before in history that bad. You know what I mean? Let me drink some water. Never happened that bad. So nobody believes in crypto anymore. I mean, I get it. Makes sense, right? So yeah, but overall, the idea is XRP higher time frame. Everyone like this video? Yes. Guys, type in the chat box if you want me to see any altcoins, because maybe I'm going to see one more altcoin and then I'm going to move to TradFi to show you all the interesting stuff that I found. So if you want any particular altcoins to be reviewed today, now is the time to put them in the chat box. All right, we're holding 0.5, essentially higher time frame range. So when that happens, we're looking to exit sub, a +1. So that is going to mean, in our case, plus 3.6543 to be extremely precise, on XRP. Does that make sense? What else was I looking at in terms of, yeah, extremely uninterested in alts? What can I tell you? XPL, hold on. I've literally cat hair all over me, dude. All right, Lit, AVAX, and XPL. Give me all of your requests right now for crypto. Right now, these. Oh man, what am I looking at this on a monthly? Very bad, very bad. All right, okay, cool. I mean, that's not too bad, to be entirely honest with you. I mean, weekly is not looking great. Weekly is rejecting. So essentially, if this was extremely strong, you wouldn't have seen a rejection from here, right? Savas, you should know that you've completed the course. Savas has completed the course, so he knows. He knows what I'm talking about, right? Daily, though, it looks kind of all right, right? So for a daily, do we have our liquidity on? We do. Let's drop it a time frame a little bit. Yeah, so, you know, daily looks kind of fine. So for daily, it pretty much can run, right? On a 12-hourly, you also have liquidity up here, so that's pretty nice. I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna get to that level. That was this high, wasn't it? Hold on, let's mark it. Zcash, all right, no, actually was this high. That's pretty awesome though. I don't know if it's gonna run that much. I mean, it's been performing pretty nastily, to be honest. So in order for you to chase that high, you need to come above, you know, and with the help of the indicators, it's so easy. You need to come above 0.2495, right? You need to come above 0.2495. All right. Yeah, so potentially, just because this is also the 2 of our standard deviation, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking probably that's gonna reject at this point. You know, even the extension is not going above. So I don't know. I'll just be careful. Probably I'll chase it up to 0.24 and then leave a runner. But I'll definitely grab some profits here. So if everything goes well, you know, and you break above 0.24, you know, you get your yeah, you haven't really had a break up here, unfortunately. But I guess you can still hope for some, you know, higher low developed in this region somewhere. Right, hopefully. And then, you know, chase up here, 0.2, 0.25 almost, right? And then you have to break that area in order to chase the liquidity, because I know that Savas has the indicator, so he's probably hoping for 0.55, but it's not that easy, right? You need to break the levels before that. Cool. Moving on. Hype in the chat box. Come on. How many people? We're missing 10 likes. Are you kidding me? 10 people are responsible for not liking the video. Zcash. Immediately, we're gonna do that for our favorite crypto doc. I'm pretty sure crypto doc opened a ticket on Discord. So, bro, I think I responded to that. Make sure to check it. Where's my chart at Zcash? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so Zcash, like we discussed, right? It rejected from here. Everything else was pumping. This is dumping. Okay, it is still kind of like grinding up, so you would kind of expect for this to do something. So I would say I'll probably be looking at this area, right? Like some sort of a wick down here to this area, and then continuation. That's gonna be like the best case scenario, in my opinion. You could construct a trading plan over here, or you could just simply have a second entry a little bit lower, but I think probably around this area it should be it. I guess, I mean, I hope, because while everything else was, you know, pumping, this was not really doing anything. But again, it kind of looks like a flag, so it just might like drop to the area and then just completely send it again for Zcash, right? All right, so we're having a weird one. I don't know what that is. Manu, what is that? Is that spot? Like, do we have anything to trade on this? Like, sorry, bro. Or am I not typing it? No, I am typing it correctly. AVAX, we can totally look at AVAX. What a fundamental disappointment AVAX was. We had such good trades on AVAX, but yeah, look at that. I mean, perfect to the T again, right into our level, $11.8, straight into stabbing our level, 19th of December, retest of the level, and just completely sending it, right? So the problem is this is level 1 and this is level 2, 14.6. So if you catch a trade from here, which you should have, right? If you watch the live streams, you should have been. So from here, essentially, target number 1 is going to be 14.6. So that's achieved right now. And you're getting a pullback of a zone that is proven to be a previous resistance. This is why, you know, when we were discussing Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, all the alts, and I said that most of the alts are at resistance level. This is what I meant, you know, and it really helps if you kind of have a view on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and then you open the alts and you can use them, analyze them using the exact same methodology. You can see that they should be correlating some way on the charts. And this is what we're seeing right now, with not only with AVAX, with everything, mostly everything that is trading semi, you know, humanly. Not that this is humanly, this is unhuman. But anyway, so yeah, at resistance, you're hoping for a higher low in the region down here, potentially around here, potentially around $13, I would say. Maybe even not that low if it's too strong, but you are going to be looking at around this area potentially. And if you manage to catch a trade here, great. If you don't, you're waiting for 14.6 to be broken, like nicely broken, right? With, you know, massive bullish candle, just confirmation that this level is not a problem anymore. The market makers are not seeing this level as a problem. Then you would want to look at this level to catch an entry, right? Again, for a retest of that level, and then you're just going level by level. So next one is going to be 17.2, next one is going to be whatever, $20, etc., etc., level by level by level, right? I mean, I don't know how many of you, let me guys know in the chat box, how many of you think that there is still going to be some massive bull run that's coming? How many of you are like hopeful that we're going to see that in the next few months? Let me know in the chat box. I'm genuinely curious. You're welcome. Manui meme coin, yeah, not me. So Tommy doesn't believe. I think bull run is over. Kun still believes. Kun is so sweet. All right, Dano believes. I think there is a good probability by end of year, not me. All right, by end of year. Interesting predictions. Interesting predictions. Just dead cat bounce. Man. All right, cool. So moving on to metals. Moving on to metals and TradFi silver. So for silver, if the animal spirits and all the spirits are still with silver, there's going to be another breakout, but I'm not feeling comfortable entering long from here, especially with the volatility that's about to come this Friday. So for me, silver, I'm looking at around this level. So that is 73.9 approximately on silver, 73.9 for longs, and then just continuation, because this is just going to go up and up and up and up and up. You know, I don't care what anybody says. The metals are just on a generational run right now, and they will continue to be on one. See palladium here, 12-hourly time frame, 1,900 already a target, right? Look at the liquidity up here. So what more do you really want? Now, in terms of TradFi, you guys, I told you many times, if you want to trade TradFi, this is Vantage Markets, you guys. I know them for years. I've been using them for years and years on end. The link is in the description box. It says I trade CFDs here. This is like one of the biggest brokerages for trading CFDs. So if you're looking to trade CFDs, try Vantage Markets. That's where I trade. Okay, so they have over 1,000 products. That means pretty much everything that you want to trade, you are going to find over there, which is usually a problem with most of the brokerages. They don't have everything that you would like to trade. Now, what was I looking at today? A lot of stuff. By the way, did you see DAX Germany? Generational run, you know, all of these like you know, old people stocks, like they're just doing great. Like they're just on a run, right? If you're an old person and you've invested in these kind of things, happy days for you. It's all great. Nvidia at the moment, absolutely not interested in. Tesla, not interested in. What was I looking at? Was I looking at Amazon? Amazon was sending today, yes. So Amazon current target is the high. We're getting a comeback from Amazon for some reason. I did not catch that, but it looks kind of nice. I want to see it potentially retrace back to 235 to chase then 258. Amazon, right? Amazon. Was I looking at Google? No. Palantir looks like Teat. No. Oracle, Netflix. MicroStrategy is still bouncing from our level. Again, I just quickly want to mention from MicroStrategy, this was one entry, 152 for a long. Second entry is going to be 131, I think. Was I looking at Zion? No, definitely not. Chevron? No, not really. No, Eli, no. Cirrus Therapeutics, yes. So these one, Cirrus Therapeutics, this one is looking really good, right? This one is looking really good. I know the chart is like on a higher time frame. When you look at it, you're a bit like, oh my god, like this is horrible. But honestly, this has a lot of potential. So for anyone that's like an extreme risk taker, whatever, you could potentially try and find an entry down here, or you know, buy the stock, whatever. For me personally, I want to see it trading above $40. Once I see it trading above $40, game over for me, right? I'm going to be watching this like a hawk. CFDs are not allowed to be. Chat box has been slow. I don't know why. Maybe I did something in the settings. Yeah, I know US is a bit cooked. Was I looking at cotton? Yeah, cotton is also looking very good. Look at this chart on cotton. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screenshot all of these analysis and send them on TradingView. You guys, send them on TradingView. Recheck Robotics also looks kind of nice, but it's kind of already sent a little bit, to be fair. So probably not looking at that. Oof. Rare earth and strategic, absolutely sending. This has a clear target up here. I think, was it monthly? Yes, at $130. So that's pretty awesome. Just look at this formation on a monthly time frame. What more do you want? You have broken the level, so maybe potentials at around $75 for a retrace. Retrace to $75, please, so I can get an entry on that. That would be good. LAC's been picking up again. Lithium Americas, it has been picking up again. Lots of liquidity to the upside. We're looking at $16 for this. Right now, honestly, it does look prime, especially around here, around $5. It does look prime. I would really love it to drop to like $3.4 for an ultimate entry. But honestly, here is also not too bad at around $5.2 to start going level by level, just the usual stuff, right? Level by level, $10, right? $14. $16, and eventually chase the $26, right? Coffee looks absolutely terrible. Not interested in it. One thing I want to give your attention to, if you're trading silver, right? If you're trading silver, hit the like button, everyone. Yes, if you're trading silver, one thing you need to be doing is to be looking at the Silver Corp Metal Incorporation. So that's SVM. So anyone that's completed the course, that's Stanimir, that's Nikki, that's blah, blah, blah. All of these, you know, divergences that we discuss on the course, silver, you check with the Silver Corp metals, right? So how you gonna catch a short on silver? Just like that, you know, just like comparing the both assets over here. So, you know, you have a clear target on SVM right now at $10.07. So once you reach that target, where is silver going to be? Is there going to be any divergence? Felix, oh, hello. I'm grateful that you are here. Is there going to be any divergence once that level is taken? Felix, go get the indicators 30 days for free. Just do it, mate. Okay. So if there is any divergence, is there going to be a short opportunity? Because everyone is dreaming to be able to short silver at some point. Okay, this is obviously not too far from right now, but you never know. You need to be following these things, right? You need to be following. Dell, not interested. Roblox, not interested as of yet. Maybe around 65. UPS been pumping a little bit lately. Yeah, so UPS also $200. It's kind of nice right now, rejecting from a weekly level. I kind of really like it. In fact, I should have been paying attention to UPS down here, to be fair. Anyway, it doesn't matter in these kind of cases when that happens, because you can't be everywhere. You can't potentially humanly track everything at all times, especially if you're trading, you know, different asset classes. It is hard. But let that break a little bit, and maybe I'll be interested in UPS back again. Let's see what's happening with Bitcoin. Nothing's happening with Bitcoin. The weekly candle is looking absolutely nasty at the moment. Not good at all. ETH BTC, nothing at all. In between level. US dollar, of course, took our liquidity and is just ranging right now. It's just ranging. That's the weekly liquidity, of course, higher time frame. But as you can see, daily has more work to do, right? So even though you're seeing this pump now today, this should continue down. USDT dominance is essentially, it needs to go up 5.81. Okay. 5.81 USD dominance. So that's how you know, right? With the help of the indicators, you know that this is, you know, a lie. This pump over here is a lie. You know that. or at least you know that that's the high probability of it. Correct, everyone? Do we have any more alts here that we need to look at? My list, I completely messed up actually my list for all the alts. It's completely mixed up, and I haven't like worried to fix it because I haven't really been looking at any alts. I don't feel like I've missed out on absolutely anything, you know. If you guys are trading alts, let me know what alts are you trading, because honestly, like, I don't even know what to look at this point. What else? So yeah, we've seen a little bit of rotation here in the small caps on TradFi. So Russell's been outperforming pretty nicely. You know, Dow Jones, obviously, new all-time highs, $50,000 called it, basically. Aster. Oh, Aster is a fun one. Let's look at Aster. Where's my Aster? Oh, we're in the TradFi list. Hold on. Yeah, so anyone, make sure to follow me on TradingView. It's Gabby Trades on TradingView. I'm gonna try and post the setups over there as well, so they're available for everyone. Oh, Kuhn was trading Aster. Kuhn is positive about Aster. I don't know, man. Like, after that rejection at our level of interest at 1.28, you know, creating just like lower lows and, you know, doing absolutely nothing, it's very hard for me to you know, to think that this might be something. But yeah, it could be, you know, it could be. Hoping for a higher low. I don't know if I'll trade that, but potentially like a higher low, and then, you know, you're just hoping for something else down here. But is it one of the strong ones? Like, I don't really know. Virtuals pretty awesome. We already spoke about virtuals. $2 here on the table. So that's, you know, that's more likely to give like a higher low over here, right? You have level 0.93 that you could be looking at. A worst case scenario is 0.7, around 0.7 something for a retrace, but you have a clear target, right? And, you know, higher time frame. So this was the previous area. Actually, no, that was just the wick. So now you can refine it a little bit more. So in case the market goes completely bust, this whole area essentially becomes a buy zone. And just because we have a level down here, 0.5 approximately, that makes things a little bit easier for us. Let's see what happens with SPX. Yeah, potential to grind up to 0.75. You see, again, it kind of like all the alts are kind of correlating a little bit. All the alts are showing, hey, we have a short-term target to the upside. So, you know, if all of them correlate that this might be, you know, some sort of a pullback, and then we reach the higher target, then I'm more likely to believe it. I will be more inclined to believe it. Right, a little bit of a, you know, bigger inflection zone over here to look at, but still real. So, you know, you might even send it up to 0.84. I don't know. For SPX. Yes, everyone, make sure to like the video. If you haven't, check the trading course. You guys, you have 20% off if you are in the VIP section on Discord. That's how you can get your discount. Make sure to get on the Vantage Markets for the CFDs, bluffing in the description box. For if you're trading crypto, you can use that to get the VIP access role on Discord, right? For everyone that is interested, how to do that is via a bluffing sign up, you guys, on Discord. And if you're looking to trade, like if you don't have money to trade, right? If you don't have money to trade, you can get funded by C Funded. I got a challenge on C Funded, 25K. I think they didn't have like a 50K available, whatever, but all of it is down here. So C Funded, if you want to get funded, you guys, the link is down here. Vantage Markets over here, Discord link over here, and get your free indicators. Get on the course. If you guys can't afford it, I'll probably try and make like monthly payments or something. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try for you, right? Hopefully that's gonna work. Hopefully that's gonna work for you guys. And all right, I think we're gonna close it here for today. Please share this video around, share it on Twitter, or follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram as well. It's Gabby Trades on Instagram. Make sure that Gabby Trades is spelled correctly, because if it's not, you're probably looking at some sort of a scammer, and it's probably not me at that point. You know, it's not Gabby Trades _, it's not, you know, Gabby Trades multiple S's or whatever. It's Gabby Trades. Okay, double B, because we're cool like that. All right, gang, love you so much, you guys. Very happy you're here with me every day. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great day or great evening. And by the way, Captain JJ is recovering from his ankle. I did read that. Wish you a speedy recovery, mate. I hope you get better soon if you're still here watching. If not, I'll tell you on Discord. Okay, good. Captain JJ, is it from skiing? Because he's a big skier. Snowboard, sorry, snowboard. No, okay, he just slipped on the snow. No, you went on a festival and hurt your ankle. Just an accident. Oh, these are the most annoying ones. I kind of get it if you like been drinking like a gallon of beer or something and you're on a festival, and then suddenly you have to leave the festival, and you know, and you go down the stairs and you screw up your ankle. I think I'm being very specific because that actually happened to me. But ankles are really annoying. They're so bad. But you know what's really even worse? Like if you get like injured on the small bones just up here in your foot, that's the worst. That's the worst. Anyways, much love, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow, right? Have a great one.